Okay, here with state champion coach Steve Laraba. Steve, I know you have to like that because that's what everybody goes for. But you guys are the defending state champions, so a little bit more pressure this year when you start.
Yeah, it is more pressure to start the season and throughout the season, but it's definitely a position that a lot of other teams would like to be in. So we're looking forward to the challenge that's ahead of us.
But before I get to the guys coming back and everything, there were a couple, three really significant losses to graduation. Talk about those guys, how you try to replace them.
Yeah, we graduated three starters in AJ Bishop, uh, Michael Faya, and Tyler Snyder, along with Aiden Stafford, who was very important for us coming off the bench. Um, those guys, whenever you lose, starters, it's always difficult, and especially with those three who were such big parts of what we were able to do. Um, you know, Tyler had a lot of assists for us. Michael brought a lot of energy and a good ability to take players on and create havocs in other teams' defensive thirds. And AJ was a gamer, man. He found a way to score big goals in games and to come up with great assists.
And you mentioned defensive third. Your defense was, I think, talking to a lot of people who've been around the sport a long time. Beckley's defense is really good. You guys gave up 14 goals, had 13 shutouts, clean sheets. I mean, that's just, it seemed like that was the catalyst for everything. Talk about your defense.
Yeah, our defense is actually they're really good. There's really no other way to put it. Uh, Bryson Dawson, the goal, is an excellent shot stopper, and he's also very very good with the ball at his feet. We ran with a back three last year of Jackson Gray, Jackson Schroeder, and Tyler Radford, and those three literally went toe to toe with the some of the best offensive talent in the state, and did a fantastic job with keeping opportunities and goals to a minimum. And Vince Umberger as our defensive midfielder just really locks a lot of things down the middle portion of the field and allows us to be able to commit the numbers into the attack that we want to be able to throw out there.
Now, I understand he too is one of the more physical players in the state, which really gets things going there.
Yeah, Vince is very good understanding when and how to use his body. He's spent a lot of time in the off season in the weight room, and does a lot of really good work. He doesn't look to be as strong as he is, and I think that throws some people off because I've seen some players try and physically manhandle him or bump him off the ball, and it just doesn't work. He's a really solid player.
So you've got all your defense back basically intact.
Yes, like all of our defending players are back. Like I said, we graduated, just three starters, so we've got 8 returning starters, and three players that are stepping in now that are more than capable of playing those roles.
Then you go bump out to the midfield there. Your midfield guys are there. I mean, everywhere you look on your team, it's pretty much talent laden. But talk about those guys.
Yeah, also in the midfield with Vince, we have Dylan Basconi, who's a sophomore, who was one of our subs last year, and then returning are Hagen Hall and Ollie Fergali. And Hagen and Ollie are just super creative players that can change a game on their own if need be, but they have the ability to set teammates up and find the pass, or honestly Dylan, Ali, and Hagen are also more than happy to bust their butts back and defend whenever needed. We saw that from Dylan last night in our scrimmage against Shady. If he lost the ball or somebody else lost the ball, it was an instant transition into defending and winning the ball back, and that's a very good thing to see in such a young player.
And then your other guys more up front, I guess. You got some other guys that can score there too.
Yeah, Kobe Dillon's our returning as our leading goal scorer, and we've got Alex.
Pagali was second, and Hagen Hall was third.
Right. I mean, all those numbers are back, and then Alex Belcher will. As a junior, will be starting up top for us, and Jonathan Scott's going to be up there as well. And Alex is a quick player with a lot of really good individual moves, and Jonathan Scott is going to be he's going to be a handful for teams. He's got height, he's got strength. He is so much faster than what he looks, and he's gotten a lot stronger over the last year. So we're looking for a lot of good things out of Kobe, Jonathan, and Alex.
What do you think will be the most difficult part about defending the title? You guys were chasing it last year. You opened with Hurricane. You'll open up with them again.
Well, I mean, I think the hardest thing this year is that we're highlighted on everybody's schedule. And so every game that we come to play, we are going to get everybody's best effort. And starting off with Hurricane, just like we did last year, we're going to find out really quick because Hurricane did not graduate very much either, and they come back with some phenomenal players, and we know they're hungry for us. So we just have to go out there and match that energy and play to our ability, and I think we're going to be okay against anybody out there.
New format this year. 2 regions, I guess. 2 schools from each region, which really puts there's a lot. I think there's a little bit more pressure on this side of the state than maybe the other side. It seems like it's top heavy with maybe the top echelon teams being down here. I mean, and only 2 are going to go.
Right. I think that this does put more of an emphasis on the regular season as a whole, because without there being an actual predetermined regional final site, like what's happened in the past, the seedings or the rankings by the coaches are going to be very important. And if there are at least 3, if not 4 teams in the southern region that are very good and capable of making it to states, and you want to play those games at home. So you want to make sure that you can get that 1 or 2 seed and have those regional games at home, which is a huge benefit.
You're in tune with what's going on around the state as far as soccer goes. You like the new format?
I do like the new format. I've always felt that schools or teams should not be punished for their geographic location. And if you look at our for the last 3 years of AAA, not only has the state champion come out of Region 3, but 2 of the state champions have come out of Section 2, Greenbrier East in 22 and us in 24. And it's just, I think that it should be more of a seeded format so that teams are rewarded for good regular seasons, and you're not punished just because of where your school happens to be.
Real quick, how did the scrimmage with Shady go last night?
I think it went really well. We learned a couple things about where we are as far as our rhythm, as far as our fitness, and it's always very good to go against another team. You battle with against the same guys for 2 weeks, and you kind of get over that, and you want to get out and play against somebody else, and we saw some really good things.
Steve, I appreciate the time. Good luck as you defend that title this year. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you very much, Dave.